welcome. This is Cheryl, aka Artsy Island Girl for Pearblossom Press. With the holidays upon us, I thought it would be fun to use this Christmas Hugs stamp and die set along with one of the Pearblossom Press One Lights. I might use the one from the Halo Light combo. It just depends on which one fits when I get to that, to create a light up reindeer holiday tag. So I just absolutely loved this reindeer in this Christmas Hugs set. There are coordinating dies to cut them out, and I thought it would be really fun to do a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer holiday tag and have his nose light up. I just thought it would be a perfect addition and a great way to make a holiday tag just a little bit more special. So I have some Hammermill cardstock here, and I'm going to stamp and emboss my reindeer. So I place it towards the top of the piece of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch Hammermill cardstock I have here. I want to make sure that I have some space to add the sentiment that I want to add to the bottom. So I'm putting it towards the top so that I have a little bit more space towards the bottom. So I'm stamping it twice using my Misty stamping tool with VersaMark ink. I did use some embossing powder tool on that cardstock because I want to make sure my embossing glaze only sticks to my embossing powder. If by chance there's anywhere else, just use a soft brush to brush that off. I'm embossing this with some vintage photo distress glaze because I thought it would suit the reindeer perfectly, tie in with the reindeer coloring. So once I know that I don't have any embossing glaze where I don't want it to go, I'm going to heat emboss it with my embossing tool. I also use the Oh Dear sentiment as well. This is also in that Christmas Hugs stamp set. Now, I just thought it was adorable to do with it, but you could leave that off if you wanted. Now, I am using some Copic markers to color. I'm going to do some very, very simple coloring here. So for the reindeer, I'm using E33, 35, and 37. For these pink bits, like the bit in the ear as well as on the reindeer's tongue, I'm using some R11, so it's a really, really light pink. Now, when it comes to coloring in the reindeer, I am making sure not to do a lot of coloring right over top of that glaze. Copic markers and embossing powder aren't really very friendly with each other, so it can start to erode the embossing powder. So when I'm doing my coloring, I'm being fairly quick with it, and I'm not doing a whole lot of going over top of that embossing. So the amount of coloring I'm doing here is totally fine. I didn't find that I had any degradation of that embossing powder, but you do want to be careful with it. So I am going fairly quick when I'm doing my coloring. So I start with that E33, and then I go in with the E35 where I want it to be a little bit darker, and then I go back in with that E33 and go over the whole thing again. I'm just doing super simple coloring here. Another option here would be to watercolor the image, but then you'd want to use some watercolor cardstock, or you could use dye-based markers if that is your preference. Personally, it's not mine simply because using dye-based markers on cardstock, the paper starts to pill really, really quickly. And I find that with Copic markers, you can spend a lot of time blending and creating some color variation, and that paper doesn't start to pill. So I really like that. I also really like that you can put things like stickles and glossy accents over top of your finished project. And that Copic marker, that alcohol marker, is not going to blend or bleed on you. The other thing I like is if you find that something hasn't blended as well as you'd like after it's dried, you can easily go back over it and blend again. So it's not a one try and you're done. You can go back. Now, when it came to those arms, I went and I also added a little bit of the E37 just to add a little bit more darkness to them. Then I'm going and doing the body, and you could see that I extended the body because, again, I plan on adding a sentiment to the bottom, as well as the fact that this is a holiday tag. It should be long and skinny. I'm going to make it a holiday tag that also is kind of like a holiday card, so you could use it as a smaller card if you wanted. The base of it is going to be more card-like. Now, you can see when I'm coloring here that you don't see that oh dear a whole lot. If you wanted it to be more prominent, what you could do is emboss your reindeer and then go and emboss the oh dear and use, say, gold embossing powder or something that shows up on that brown a little bit better. I wanted it to be fairly subtle because I wanted the rest of my sentiment to be more the focal point, so I kept it fairly subtle. You can still see it in person, but I didn't do it so that it was super prominent. For the collar on the reindeer, I'm using YG63 as well as YG67. So I went in with the 63, then did the darker areas with the 67, and then went back in with that lighter color and blended the two of them together. Now I'm using Copic markers here, but you could easily use your favorite other type of alcohol markers if you have a different brand. Just substitute that brand for whichever colors you prefer. To add just a little bit of metallic touch to it, I have a gold gel pen here that I'm using on the reindeer antlers as well as that little jingle bell on the collar. Now, when it comes to cutting out my tag, I have this die here. I'm going to use some Best Ever craft tape to tape it in place. Now you can see that my die cuts the bottom off. So when it comes to cutting out my tag, I am going to cut just shy of that bottom part so I can extend that tag. If you wanted it to just be a small little teeny tiny tag, you could cut it all the way to the bottom. But again, I want to add more of a sentiment to the bottom of it that will finish off this tag. So when I placed my piece in my Platinum 6 machine there, I had my plate shy of the end of the cutting die so that I didn't cut over that end piece. So now I can take my shears and I can extend my tag so that it's just a little bit longer, and I can add my sentiment below that oh dear embossed piece there. Now, after doing my front of my tag here, I want to do the back of my tag. So I'm going to do two more of these. This piece here is just going to get glued onto the top of my tag base. So I'm going to do this exactly the same way as I did that first tag, taping my tag on the cardstock in place, and then placing that cutting plate just shy of that bottom part of the die. So it's not going to cut all the way through. And you can see that when I'm putting it through my machine, I'm also not going all the way to the end of that plate either. You could go to the end of the plate if you've made it so it's shy of the end cutting die, but I didn't want to chance it, so I went close to the end and then just reverse direction in my machine. So once I have the blank tags cut, I can lay the colored one on top of it and then use my shears to extend that tag. Now we are going to shorten that tag later, but I want to wait until I have that other piece of sentiment on there. So I am just going to leave it the length of the cardstock for right now, and we'll shorten it once we have that sentiment on there. Now I actually have two different sets here that I'm going to use to create my sentiment. I have the Shine Bright plus press plate and die set. This has a sentiment on there that says you've got that birthday glow. And then I also have the Christmas Greetings die set that has the word holiday on it. And I thought it would be fun to take that you've got that birthday glow to change it up to say you've got that holiday glow. It would turn into, or it would tie into the reindeer's nose glowing. And I just thought I always love punny sentiment, so I thought this one would be a fun punny sentiment, perfect for a unique holiday light up tag. So I'm using my BetterPress system for these BetterPress plates. I'm going to heat emboss this sentiment on Hammermill Cardstock. I'm just using a scrap of cardstock here because I only need that one sentiment, and I'm going to heat emboss it with some super fine gold embossing powder. I always love using super fine embossing powder when I'm heat embossing BetterPress sentiments. I just find, especially for really fine ones, it gets into those nooks and crannies just a little bit better. I did use some embossing powder tool on my cardstock before using that VersaMark ink on my press plates, just to make sure that that powder was only going to stick to that ink rather than any possible oils on the cardstock. Now I am using the coordinating die set for here to cut out that sentiment. However, I redo my sentiment off screen and I'm going to trim it down with a trimmer. But I just wanted to share that there is a die that goes with this, and I did initially cut it out thinking that angled edge would be fun for my sentiment. However, it didn't work to cut that sentiment shorter to add the word holidays to it. The letters were just too close together. So I will be changing that off screen. For my holiday sentiment, I have that die cut out of some Fern Cardstock, and then I wanted to add some gold. Well, I don't have any gold cardstock left that I wanted to use, so I'm using my Lisa Horton Gold Pad to ink the white cardstock that I used to die cut the holiday shadow. I'll set that aside to dry while I'm cutting out the nose for my reindeer. So I'm just using an X-Acto knife and a cutting pad to cut out the outside of that nose. Then I'm using the Copic marker that I used to color in the lighter color, the E33, and just coloring the edge of that cardstock. Now I want my reindeer's nose to be red, so I am using some alcohol ink on a piece of Duralar. You could use a piece of acetate. I just have this piece of Duralar that I've already die cut out of, so it's easy to use a little scrap here. So this is crimson alcohol ink. You could also use an alcohol ink marker on acetate. However, you're not going to get as much color saturation. It's going to be a lot lighter in color, That's why I chose to use the alcohol ink, because I wanted to make sure that we had a nice bright red nose. Another option, if you happen to have refills for your Copic markers and you have one that is a nice bright red, that would be a perfect swap out for using alcohol ink with the acetate or with the Duralar. Now here I'm just picking and choosing which one of the one lights I'm going to use for this reindeer. So first I grabbed the one from the Halo Light combo pack. Now it's a little bit long. From the light to the button, the trigger button, would end up right in the middle of my Oh Dear sentiment. And I want to use the Pearblossom Press stamp and die set to create a little button that says press here. So the regular one light is actually the one that I'm going to use. It's the one that has the right length from the light to the trigger button. So all Pearblossom Press lights come with the batteries. They have a plus sign right on them, and the little slot you slide them into has a plus sign on. So you just slide in your battery so those plus signs match. I always, anytime I use these, I check them many times as I'm creating to make sure that everything is working properly. So with my light ready to go, I'm going to assemble my sentiment here. So I have the Holiday Sentiment die cut with the Fern Cardstock, the shadow that I did with that gold pad. It's all nice and dry now. I'm using some Barely Art glue. I have it in a fine line bottle. I'm using that to glue those pieces together. I always love liquid glue because it gives you that wiggle room to move and shimmy things in place. And this is where I'm realizing that my idea to use the angles on the die or from that die are really not going to work. When I do that with the beginning of the sentiment and the end of the sentiment, I get a little bit of little birthday letters in there. So that's why I end up off screen re-embossing my sentiments and just using my guillotine trimmer in order to trim them down. That way I can trim them as close as I want, and I'm going to have sentiments that are all trimmed down the same way. So they're just going to look a little bit better. So I use the edge of that finger guard there in order to line up my cardstock and make sure that my edges are all even and everything's nice and straight. So there is one part of that sentiment, and then we have the last part, and I want the word glow for it. Now, I always love punny sentiments. I always think it's fun to incorporate those sentiments in your creations. It's kind of personalizing things. So I was super excited about this particular sentiment, but you could easily just skip that if you didn't want to have that extra sentiment on there. I just thought it was a fun way to reference the glow of the light. Now, once I have my sentiments done and ready to go, I realize I need to color a little bit lower on my reindeer. I have it done so that there's a little bit of a white halo on the body. I end up going right to the top, right below the arms, and just coloring all the way out to the edge. I thought it looked a little bit better, especially since we don't have an embossed line that keeps it all in, if you will, in the lines, if you will. So this is just how I personally fixed it. And then I went and I just colored that whole area. Now it looks a little bit blotchy now. When you use Copic markers, as it dries, it just smooths itself out. So as it's drying, I'm getting the rest of the sentiment ready. You can still see the Oh Dear on there, but like I said before, if you wanted it to be a little bit more prominent, you could heat emboss that separately with some gold embossing powder. That would tie in with our BetterPress sentiments, as well as the gold gel pen on the reindeer ears, as well as the jingle bell. When I'm doing these extra sentiments, the You've Got That and the Glow, I do tuck it underneath that holiday one, just to kind of condense them a little bit and kind of connect them all together. I let that dry for a few moments, and once that's dry, I will trim the bottom of my tag, and then we're ready to add our one light behind our reindeer nose. So I use some score tape. I have just 1/4 inch score tape here. I like to tape my light in place just to make sure that it stays exactly where I want it to go. And then you can actually see right through that acetate, so I can see exactly where the light is. Then I can put a little pencil mark where my little button trigger is. Then I'm going to use that Pearblossom Press stamp set. This one has a lot of action words to it. So it has press, push here, blow. So there's some great ones to use with the Pearblossom Press lights, as well as a die set that you can use to create the little button. There's also a little die set to create a door so you can change the batteries. I'm not actually going to use that door one for this because I just wanted to keep the tag really, really simple. But I am going to use that Push Here stamp set to create a button to let the recipient know you need to do something with this tag. So I colored my little scrap of cardstock there with that E33 so that it would blend in with my reindeer. I stamped the Push Here with some Vintage Photo Distress ink so that it's going to coordinate with my Distress glaze. And then I'm using the round die in the Stampin' Die set to cut out my button. I'm going to glue that right on top of my little pencil mark, showing me exactly where that little trigger is for my one light. And then we have our mechanism all ready to go. So that button blends in, but it's prominent enough that you can see it. I just didn't necessarily want something to be bright white that it would be something that your eye was first drawn to. I wanted to see the whole design first and have that kind of as a secondary thing. So with my extra tags here, I'm going to use my score pal as well as my Teflon bone folder to add a score mark in the top of one of them. Then I'm going to glue those pieces together. So this is where it creates a little bit of a card base for our tag. So you can easily write something on the inside of that card, have a personal message in there, and it's not going to go on, say, the back of the tag. You could eliminate that step and use or put a sentiment on the back of the tag instead, but I thought this way it would be fun to be able to also stand it up, say on your mantle or somewhere, because it is more of a special tag. I have some thin foam strips here that I'm using to put my front of my tag onto the base of my tag. Now my foam strips aren't thick enough, so I will be doing a double layer of them. And I am putting some of that tape all over the arms as well as the antlers because I want to make sure that that all has some support onto the base of my tag. I also put a little bit on the ears. So after I put that first layer down, I'll be adding a second layer to each one of those pieces. Now, Pearblossom Press does have foam tape that's thick enough, and I believe the magic number is 3 millimeters, so you wouldn't have to do this particular step to it. And Pearblossom Press does carry their own foam tape that is the perfect thickness. It's out of stock at the moment, so I'm just using what I have. So once I have this second layer of my foam tape on here, I can remove all of those backings, and then I can add it to my blank tag that I just created that is drying off to the side. Now, when you add this to that blank tag, you do want to make sure to be over top of it as much as possible so that you can line everything up as easily as possible. And I'm creating this as a tag just because I thought it would be a really fun and unique little tag, but you could easily adapt this to be the front of a card if you wanted, if you didn't necessarily need a holiday tag, but wanted a fun holiday card with a really punny sentiment, if you will. So once I have the backing of that tape off of there, I'm going to lay it on top of my little tag base there, making sure everything is lined up as well as making sure that my light still works. Now with that on to my tag base, I can use my shears just to trim off the excess off of there. And we have an adorable, cute, nearly finished tag. So my next step is I want to add some glossy accents to that opening there. I want to give that reindeer nose some gloss and dimension. So I added some glossy accents and I'm going to let that dry completely till it's nice and transparent. Before I let it dry though, I decide that it would be also nice to have some of that glossy accents on the jingle bell there. So I let that dry at the same time. So I let that dry probably about an hour. It's just going to give the nose that gloss and dimension. It's a step that you could skip if you want, but I always just like the finished look of it. While that was drying, I decided I wanted to create a hole for some gold cord to go through so that you could tie this tag onto your gift. So I just used my Crop-A-Dial, fit it in between the layers there, and use the smallest of the holes on there and then add the cord. If you knew you were going to do this ahead of time, I would do it before putting that reindeer front onto that tag base. It was easy enough to do afterwards, but it's always nice to do things in the proper order. And here's our adorable light up reindeer tag, something that's unique, not something that you'd make 100 of, but for those special people in your life that you want to give something that you know they're going to delight in. This is just a fun tag that is sure to make them smile. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a happy holidays. We'll see you soon.